right, this is the 40K to 400K formula workshop that we run every Wednesday here inside the Shopify Australia group or on our YouTube channel, wherever you're watching us. We run this every week, and we run this for e-commerce business owners, and we help e-commerce owners with the fast path plan, what we call the fast path plan, which is essentially the next best steps for you to take for your business to move it from wherever you're at to wherever you want to be. Why 40K to 400K? We help you get from 40K months to 400K months. 3 must-dos. We've talked about this offline before we went live here. We're going to be here for about an hour, 45 minutes to about an hour. We're going to jam. So we'd like you to be present, to lock in, be ready to engage and interact. We'll be asking a ton of questions as we go through. So we don't just want to sit here and present. We'd love to hear feedback from you guys as well. So you'll obviously get more out of this the more active you are as well. So also, as we've said, we love you to be seen. So we, as much as we understand when if you're doing something, I won't give the example I gave before, but if you can't have your camera on, that's fine. But we do love to see your lovely faces, particularly if we're taking a look at your website. Once we get into the audit portion of tonight, we like to be able to see who we're talking to. And the third thing, as I said, we will be chatting to you in the chat, so please get active over there. Open up the chat, figure out where that is, because we'll be chatting as we go through. Goals for today are threefold. Firstly, we will show you how to convert more browsers into buyers. Right, we talk a lot about conversion. We spend a lot of time talking about conversion here inside the Shopify group, inside of our paid communities, because it's really one of the biggest levers you can pull in your business. Right, you can send the same amount of traffic to your site, improve your conversion rate, and make more money from the same traffic. So that's why we love conversion so much and why we spend so much time on it. So we're going to talk a lot about how to boost conversion here tonight. We'll also talk about how to nail paid ads, and really this kind of the secret that not many people tell you about why paid ads don't work, and it does have to do with conversion. And also a lot of the time it has to do with timing and sequence. So we will look into sort of why paid ads isn't working, maybe why organic's not working. And we will give the pathway to profit to a few people live on the call. So we will be going through and auditing some websites. So as Chris V said earlier, if you do have a live Shopify store, drop that link drop the URL in the chat, and we'll pick a few businesses to go and have a look at as we get through to that portion of today. And we will give you what we call the pathway to profit, which is that best next step to take tactical action in your business to move it forward faster. Question we get a lot here on these calls and inside of our communities are, will what you guys teach work for me? And there's 3 flavors of this, right? Will it work for my niche? Will it work for my size? And will it work now? The short answer is yes, yes, and yes. Basically, if it's e-com, if you have an e-com store, if you're running on Shopify, no matter what niche you are, no matter what size you are, this will work for you. And everything we teach is principle-based, based on stuff that's working today. All of our coaches, everyone inside of our communities, work live inside of active e-commerce business accounts every day, all day, right? So the principles that we teach are based on working inside of e-commerce businesses. We're not coming from outside of e-com. We know what's happening in e-com today, and everything we teach is principle-based, and that's why it applies to any niche and any size of business. Applicable to all sorts of businesses, but sometimes just at a different level, right? There might just be a different flavor or a different sequence depending where you are in your business. Who is this going to be for? This is for Shopify store owners who are generally 3 things. You're passionate, right? You've got a great business, you've got a great product, you put your heart and soul into it, you know that it can change lives for people. You probably made it because you were going through something, you had a problem in your life, and you made this thing to fix that problem, and now you want to have that impact in the world, but you just don't have that clear path of action to sell more of them, right? And sell them consistently. But you know that with the right moves, the right next step, the right plan, the business could really start to work. Most of the people we meet are overwhelmed, right? And again, this comes for a lot of reasons, but a lot of it is what we call infobesity, right? You've been on listening to every YouTube and Facebook and Meta and TikTok guru, and you've now got 4,000 ideas and 400 plans and tactics and different things you could be doing on top of just surviving in the business every day and the 400 things you need to do just to keep the doors open. So overwhelm is a natural part of entrepreneurship, and a big part of what we do on this call tonight is to get rid of that overwhelm, right? It's to give you, from all of the things you possibly could be doing, give you those 3 or 4 pieces that if you focused on those, they're going to 80-20 the business, right? They're going to get you the biggest bang for buck. They're the biggest levers you can pull right now to actually move your business forward. So giving you less to focus on, that's going to give you more result. And obviously, this is for people that like to make money, that are in business, not to just become a collection agency for the ATO and just collect tax revenue and give it away to the tax office and never pay yourselves. We want to work with people that are in business to sell really good products to really great customers, have an impact in the world, and then be able to pay themselves and have a great life and look after their kids and families and dogs and cats and everything that they love to do, right? So if you like to make money, if you're in business to have an impact and actually have a life, this is for you. So why should you listen to anything that I'm saying and anything that Paul says or anything that Chris says? Which is probably the third thing that you're thinking, and a big question, obviously, like who are we to tell you what to do? So Paul's been in the e-com industry for about 25 plus years. I've been in marketing and advertising and business for 25 plus years. We've all been around the traps. We've all done a lot of work in these spaces. And we don't teach theory, right? We teach by stuff that has worked for us. We teach from experience and practice. And so do all of our coaches, all of our community members. They coach from literally being inside of ad accounts, being inside of e-commerce businesses on the daily. Paul built Warcom, which was really one of the first e-com stores in Australia. And he sold 40 mil worth of products and sold that to an ASX listed company in 2014. He started that business when he was about 7 years old. I always overemphasize he was about 17 when he started that business, and grew that over about 20 years. And during that time, towards the end of that period, he started the Insightful agency, literally to service himself with marketing. And Insightful now builds about 100 Shopify stores a year and is the main engine for a lot of our conversion principles. So over those 25 plus years in ecom, basically Paul has seen it all, and Paul, feel free to chime in here. But if it's happened in ecom, if it's something that you've been through, it's likely something that Paul's been through, dealt with, and taught other people how to deal with, whether that's selling stuff, whether that's hiring people, whether that's working with agencies, whether that's Facebook ads, meta ads, business growth, logistics, packing, product. All of those things as things that Paul has done inside of an ecom biz over the last 25 years.
Meta ads didn't even exist when I started. I feel so old now, but that's when I started. But yeah,
Yeah, Meta didn't even exist.
Facebook didn't exist when I started, mate. My first website was built in Notepad, and it was very expensive hosting, and it was in a different time all the way back then, 25 years ago.
Hand coded in Dreamweaver or something.
Oh, mate, before that.
And the funny thing is that everything that Paul did way back when, built hand coding stuff all those years ago, the same principles that he learned, that he practiced, that he experienced in those that over that period building an ecom business are the same principles that apply today in 2025. Obviously, platforms change, but marketing principles, business principles, these things stay the same over time. So they're time-tested, battle-tested principles, and that's what we teach. So we teach things that worked 20 years ago and will work 20 years from now. And when we do work with businesses and we apply these principles to businesses at different scales, they get results like this. Some come in and they go from 30K a month to 200K a month. Some do their first $1 million years. Some do, crack 1.3 mil. Some are doing $1 million months. So when we apply this stuff, it works. These are real results inside of our client Shopify stores. And a great example of this is our good friend and client, Sam. So when Sam joined us, Sam does golf simulators and golf, so home golf simulators and enclosures. And when Sam joined, he was doing, I don't know,
30K or something a month.
40K a month.
Yeah.
He's now doing, what, about close to $500,000 a month?
500, 600 a month.
And then again, the principles that we applied were simple things, right? This wasn't brain surgery. This was applying time-tested, battle-tested, proven principles, simplifying a lot of the business, focusing on certain areas. And as Sam says himself, 4 or 5 months into working with us, he saw about 150% growth month on month and had 2 record months. And that's only increased since he gave us this testimonial. So these are the sorts of results that when you tweak the right things, when you focus on the right levers in the business, when you dial down to the things that do actually make a change, make an impact on growth, these are the types of the results that we see, and we see this all the time. This is not a sort of once-off unicorn business. We see these sorts of results all the time inside of our community. So with tonight, we do have an unhidden agenda. Obviously, this is a webinar, this is a workshop. Why do we run these things? We run these things free inside of the Shopify community, free for people on here on Zoom, because we are looking for our next client success stories, right? We love building e-commerce businesses. We love seeing family-founded founders grow their businesses, have better lives, get their businesses kicking goals. We are teach and do guys. We teach what we do, and we know what we teach. We do what we teach. Obviously, our mission inside of the e-commerce circle, inside of Shopify Australia, is to help brands, help businesses grow. So our promise for this workshop is that it will be super, super valuable for everyone here. You'll have tangible takeaways, whether you decide to work with us ever again or not. So if this hour is the last time we ever speak to any of you again, you will have things that you can take away, principles you can apply to your business to move it forward faster. But obviously, we have a lot of time constraints. We've got an hour here. We've got lives and other stuff, and you guys have lives and other stuff to get to as well. As much as we'd love to work one-on-one with every single person on the call tonight, we'd be here for about 25 hours if that was the case. So we will be doing some live audits here on the call tonight. But if obviously we can't get to everybody, so if it's okay with you, at the end of this call, we will be putting together a way for you to work with us. So we will, if that's okay, can you drop a hell yeah or a hands up or a thumbs up or a ridgy-dig, something like that in the comments, if it's okay if we throw a bit of a pitch at you later on in the call. Hell yeah from Angela. Thanks, Angela. Awesome.
We've got some people spamming the comments. That's a first. There you go. All right, that's all the rest.
Hands up from George. Fantastic. Thank you, George. All right. Good. So next question for you guys. Where are you in your journey? Most people we meet are in one of these stages. You're either in startup where you haven't started yet, or you're in those first few months, first year of your business, and you haven't quite cracked that 10K threshold. You're in setup to the 10 to 25. Things are starting to stable. You're figuring out what sells, who your audience is. You're in that grow up stage, 25 to 50. Things are starting to stabilize a bit month on month. Or you're in scale up or above where you're sitting hitting 50K to 200K months and things are good and you're sort of hitting into that bigger scale, scaling out different products, scaling out different platforms. Where's everybody at? Just let us know. Startup, setup, grow up, scale up. A couple of marks in startup.
If you don't have a site, startup is fine. So I don't even have a website yet. Plenty of people come here and I don't have a site. That's good. No stress.
Okay, good. Lots of startups. Good. All right, you guys are going to get tons out of this evening. All right. You'll get tons out of this evening, just like the wonderful Paul and Delane, who just got off we're just on our finance call. We just ran inside of our paid community. So Paul and Delane, very similar, came to us. Their business was doing okay. They were getting ripped out the butthole by an agency that was taking their money and not giving them a lot of return. So again, we've simplified a lot of their business. We built them a site that started converting. We focused their business down onto the things that were selling, and we worked to increase their meta ads through meta ads ROAS by simplifying their creative, and they are now on a trajectory for record annual growth, and they're up about 115% on last year at the moment. So they're tracking very, very well. They're in the supplement space. Again, great product, couple of different variations, good website, good marketing, and now building a very stable business. So these are results, as I said, we get with a lot of the people that come and work with us. So we do this on the regular. These aren't unicorn businesses. We see this all the time. So how do we get these results? Is it pure luck? Do we just luck out and we happen to get to work with people that make tons of money? Is it magic, or is it a system? What do you guys reckon? Is it luck? Is it magic? Is it a system?
It's your
Unicorns
mustache.
and rainbows.
It's magic.
Just luck every time. That's right.
It is. It just does this. It does this, and magic happens to meta ads. Doesn't it, Lockie?
Meta ads is magical. Lucky head of meta ads, if you hadn't figured that out yet.
Yeah, just don't
System,
get me to do the
definitely,
copywriting.
yes. Julia, Mark, Angela, yes, you guys are on the right track. It is a system, and this is the system. Hang on. Oop. What did I just do? I just went. Okay, I'm screen sharing again. It is. I just lost everyone's faces for a second there. Okay, it is. Can everyone still see my screen?
Yeah, I got the more orders model. Oh, good.
Okay, good. So this is this is the system, and we call this the more orders model. And this is the model that helps ecom founders get more orders into their business. Now, as you can see, this is a triangle with 3 sides and 3 question marks. Can you guess what these 3 things are? So these are the 3 things. These are not only the 3 biggest levers you can pull in your business to move forward faster. These are the 3 things that 97% of every business we ever meet have broken, aren't doing as well as they could be, or need to be tweaked and optimized to perform better. What do you reckon some of these are?
Throw your guesses in the chat, guys. If ice baths, meditation, and manifestation. That's what they are, Lockie. Nailed it. What does everyone think?
I'm just going to drop out and then reshare because I lost everyone's faces in the chat.
We're still here. We still look the same.
Yeah, attraction first. Yeah, attraction, traffic, heat, fuel, oxygen.
I'm fiery.
Very cold. Everyone's feeling a bit chilly here in Melbourne.
Water, the hose, and the truck.
Decent guesses, but let's we'll give you the answer. So it's these 3 things. We call this your store, your story, and your strategy. Right? Your store is all about conversion, and this is your high converting website and everything that goes into making your website convert as best as it possibly can. The second one is your story, and this is all about having a compelling brand message that connects to your perfect buyer. So this is about understanding who your perfect buyer is, knowing who they are, what they believe in, what their values are, knowing what problems they have and how your product solves their problem for them, and then messaging all of that into what Paul calls the fancy words on your website, right? So when they hit your website, they know that this is for me. I'm about to solve my problem, and it's going to happen for me in a way that feels natural to me. So that's all about your story. And then the third piece is the strategy, and this is how you take control of your business. This is doing the right next thing at the right time in the right order. This is your digital marketing strategy, your financial model, your business model, your operational model. This is the strategic parts of your business that give you back the control, where you're focusing on the right next move, not trying to do 4,000 things that might work. You're doing the 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 things over the next 90 days that are actually going to get you results and drive your business forward. And these are the 3 things, these are the principles that we run through every single business that we meet. And how we run them through is through what we call the fast path plan that I mentioned earlier. And we are going to now dive in, and we're going to do some fast path plans for some people here on the call. And this is which of these 3 things you need to do when, what you need to fix in your business, stuff that you need to build that you don't already have, stuff that you're doing well that can grow, and any big moves that can transform your business. So we're going to do this step-by-step plan for a few businesses here. So I'll stop the share, and then Paul can pull out his, hopefully,
Amazing.
Pull out his fancy tablet and do some.
It's working. So first, what we want to do is pick someone that we want to do this for. And we're going to actually go through the triangle that Chris shared and pull apart someone's website and go, this is what's broken here, this is what's broken here, and this is what's broken at the bottom bit. So Chris Villado, got any volunteers / victims that we want to have a look at? And then we'll dive straight into this.
Last one was yarralight.au. So
Yarralight,
Strong is
candles?
pretty good. They are candles, but they look like nice candles.
Okay. All right,
The other one is seems like N Strong
look.
also looks like a good one.
All right. Well, let's have a look. Give me a second. I'm going to have a look at N Strong. So where is it? I'll share my screen in a second once I can find N Strong.
So a lot of comments up.
There's a lot up. So here we go. .com.au, is that the one? So
Yes.
before we jump into this, Mark, how brave are you, mate? Do you want to? This is your brand, yeah? Do you want to come off mute, mate, and give us the backstory about when you started the brand and so forth, and then we'll dive in and have a look.
Yeah, so it's just been a side hustle for a while. I've just been doing my 9 to 5, but I'm just getting more time to do it now. It's a Christian streetwear brand.
Okay.
Yeah, just in regards to experience that I've gone through and people that I meet every day. I usually do outreach to prisoners and stuff like that on Fridays.
Okay.
Along the journey, we meet a lot of people on the streets and homeless and things like that, and just promoting the gospel through t-shirts.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. How long did you say you've been around for?
I think 2 years ago I started it, but I didn't do anything with it until recently.
Okay. All right. You know where we're going to start is first we'll start from a conversion rate optimization perspective. You know, everyone can see Mark's website.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Now I'm going to probably do some side-by-side comparison to show you kind of what's wrong and what you need to fix. So whenever anybody lands on your website, you've got like 2 sentences that you need to use to get them to instantly know what you're all about so that they're ready to buy from you, right? And those 2 things called a H1 tag and a H2 tag. So for example, I always use this example, but it makes a lot of sense. So I'll just use it anyway. Hands up if you're a dad, right? I assume there's many dads or many mums on the call. You go to this website and instantly you see something that says like unleash your child's imagination at a toy store where every toy tells a tale. And you're like, shit, that sounds nice. You know, that sounds like somewhere I want to shop because I want to buy toys for my kids and my kids have a great experience. And every toy I buy from them is not like a piece of junk from Kmart that ends up in the bin by tomorrow because it gets destroyed. So you go, great. That's a yes for me, that first sentence. And then the second sentence is like from educational games to creative play sets. Rah, rah, rah. You go, yeah, I want that too. I want, you know, where your child needs to spark wonder at every age. So both of those 2 sentences from a conversion rate optimization and a brand messaging perspective are both yeses in the consumer's head, right? Then you start scrolling down the page, and from a conversion rate optimization perspective, you start seeing, oh, hey, they got 426 reviews. That's another yes. Then you see the photos of the kids. That's another yes. Then you start seeing these 3 things, right? So you go, you know, experience and personalized recommendation from our knowledgeable staff. You're like, yeah, that sounds good. Convenient shopping for busy parents sounds good. Handpicked from the owners sounds good. You read this, good. So what we're doing here, we're layering on lots and lots of yes, 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 yes. So before they even scroll, they know what they're going to get. They know how they're going to feel. They know how the person who buys the product is going to feel. They know, you know, there's social proof on the website. So social proof is like, hey, there's 426 reviews. So obviously a lot of people are shopping there. And then it's followed by these 3 boxes. And these 3 boxes are the main big things on that site. So much like Chris mentioned Nature's Pantry supplies, there's a repeating pattern of how we do this. You know, Australia's cleanest collagen and protein. People go, yeah, that's what I want. You know, it's for Aussie active Aussie families. You go, I want that. I want clean. I want quality. I want it to be affordable. You go, great. Yes, 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 yes. I'll keep scrolling. Then you come down here. It's made for active families. It's pure ingredients. It's affordable. It's 100% clean and healthy. Rah, rah, rah. You go, great. By this point, you're like, show me the product. I'm ready to buy it. But if I come back to your website, it's like N Strong apparel. The rest is run with the king. It's not really saying what it should be saying, right? And it doesn't really have a strong H1, doesn't have a strong H2 before we start getting into the rest of the page. And things that are really missing are what we call here. So these are trust statements. So this particular site has like 3 trust statements, and this particular site has 4. Versus then you go to another site like Torbury. These guys sell super fancy watches, and we built their website as well. So you go, great. Tailored sizes, fast shipping, free returns if you don't like it. It's a collector's choice. So what you need to do is, one, when we talk about you got to nail your brand messaging strategy at a very, very, very basic level. This is your brand messaging strategy just for your website. The same as this, it's the same as this, and it's the same that needs to go on here. So what we'll do, we might even actually try and do this on the spot now. Given you don't have much content on the site, I'll give it my best go, and Chris can chime in as he wants because he's our brand messaging guy. But we'll start there and we'll actually try and give you a H1 and we'll give you a H2. But why I'm saying this as well is because I guarantee every single person on this call has an issue with that, right? Because if you think about it, if you rock up to the gym, Mark, you know what I mean? And all the boys are standing around, you know, lifting 400 kilos, which I imagine is doing easy, mate, one-handed. And they're like, what's your business do? You know, you want to go simple sentence, and they go, oh, and then they go another one, oh, and then they go boom, 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 3 or 4 things. And they go, yeah, great. Show me the product. I'll meet you out in the car park and we'll sell it to you. Do you know what I mean? Or go to my website. So let's have a look and see what we can come up with you.
Which
give
is
me a bit
all
more.
the stuff you said when Paul asked you about your business, right? None of that's really reflected here. And there's a couple while Paul's doing that, what you've done is exactly what like most Shopify businesses do, right? But the problem is the website's nstrong.com.au. You've got nstrong apparel at the top. You've got nstrong apparel. You're just saying that you've used the core area of your business or your website to say the brand name 3 times. So that when you're not Nike, would rather use that space to actually explain what the business is and give that tangible, like emotional thing of like, oh yes, this is for me. This is not just a bloke that sells t-shirts. This is for me because I'm Christian. And if I'm not Christian, this probably isn't for me. Right. So it's going to be inclusive as well as exclusive, which is going to be not to be exclusionary, but exclusive for you because you want to attract the type of person that's going to hit your website and go, great, I need to buy everything from this store because this is for me. It feels like it's for me, and I want to support this business because it's reflecting the type of person that I am. And when I wear this, I'm proud with it because it shows who I am out to the world, particularly because you're an apparel brand.
All right. So I've done these in like 2 seconds, right? But instantly, you know, like, oh, now I can't see what it said, but hang on, I'll do it again. And this is the first time I've tried doing it this way. But for example, your H1 could be something more like, you know, wear your faith like a warrior, you know, because every work's like, yeah, I want something like that. Or, you know, apparel for the battle within, or faith isn't quiet. Neither are we. The race is run with the king. But here's some other options that you could be using. So instantly someone lands on your website, and then like no bloke's going to go, yeah, but every bloke's like, I want to be a warrior. I want to be strong. I want to be fierce. I want to be that. And I want to wear my faith in my clothing, right? And that's what you're trying to sell, right? So again, I've done this really, really quickly and it's not perfect, but you could have a H1 like that, you know, and then you could have a H2 that said something like this, you know, bold Christian apparel that reminds you to run your race with purpose and finish strong. So blokes start reading that and they go, oh yeah, that sounds good. And that sounds good, you know, and then we come down to this section here, and don't mind me whilst I draw over the screen, but you'd have a box, oh, not like that. You'd have boxes here, right? You go box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4. And you'd probably have something in there like, you know, a few things I've got here: rooted in scripture, backed by purpose. Every design is a declaration of faith, worn boldly, you know, made reverently, you know, small batch, high quality apparel, crafted to last beyond the battle. So they're just simple, basic sentences that you could throw in here. And as people start scrolling through, you know, you have an awesome video that sits over here, and you've got your H1 and you got your H2 and you got this sentence, this one, this one, this one, this one. So their brain's going, yes, 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 yes. Right. And then if they start to scroll, then I will clear my screen. Then we do like a mission statement, right? Something like what we've done on, we've moved theirs down a bit lower. Let's go back here like this. So you make it really front and center and you go, this is what it is. And people can see it straight away and you go, bam, that's right there and then, right? Then if we come back to your website again and we start having a look around, people want to buy based on how everyone else buys, basically, especially for a brand like this, you know. So I would probably have a section in here that's like bestsellers, and you go, here is our top 6 bestsellers. Buy them, they're limited. Once they're gone, right? Then you've got like new drops coming soon to build urgency, to build scarcity, to build all that kind of stuff. So people go, oh, great, I can buy this now. I'll come back next week. There's more stuff coming, right? So you go, fantastic. So these are very basic things from a a brand messaging perspective that, again, like most brands get wrong. So now let's assume you didn't have that and you're sending people straight to your product page. I'm going to talk about a few conversion rate optimization things that you're doing wrong here. So one, there's no people wearing the product. Number one, like, so aspirationally, people go, I want to feel and look like and align with the guy like that. I know they're further down in the page, but I can't see it as soon as they land on the page. You know, they're down here and, you know, so I'm like, these are cool photos, whatever, but like make them front and center so you can see it. Next thing, as soon as you can, get as much social proof as you can, you know, so even if it's like 10 reviews or something, right? You have to have social proof. So then you're like, oh, they've sold them before, right? Other things that are missing on this page from a conversion rate optimization perspective are like, hey, we sold 6 in the last 24 hours, or 3 people are looking at the product right now, right? Little basic things like that. And the biggest thing that's missing on this page is I can't see the add to cart button. So, I mean, I'm mindful that I'm looking on desktop, but I have to scroll all the way down here. It's pre-order. And I mean, never use that color, add the cart button, right? It's terrible color. Change the blue, green to yellow, converts way better. And also,
I'm just focusing on markets, on market stores and events at the moment. So I'm selling a lot in person to build awareness mainly. But yeah, you're right with a lot of those things. Yeah, really appreciate.
Yeah, soon as you can, get off Wix. Like, I know it's cheaper and so forth. Get on Shopify, mate. Like, you know, get that going. So even from a conversion rate optimization point of view, everyone is so trained now to use a Shopify buy button. So like, this is what I'm talking about. I'll hope that got it turned on. Sometimes I'll turn it off, but you go to a page like this and see this big ugly purple button that you can't really change the color. That's Shopify pay button, right? I don't know why in some people's wisdom they turn it off. It's stupid that they do, but you can't turn that on a Wix site. But most people, I'll go as far as saying like 90% of people who shop online now look for that button. You know, if they can't find that button, they use that add to cart button, right? So, but if we do a side-by-side comparison, you know, this site's got 4 people looking at the product. Obviously, yours doesn't because Wix doesn't support that. You got the product name. It's easier to see. You go, great. You got social proof. Social proof is managed by things that are called, there's an app. You come along, you get Shopify, you turn on an app called Judge Me. Costs you $20 a month. It collects reviews from all your mates, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you absolutely need that. Then you need a short description. You don't have a short description at the moment under your product. So for example, you would have Jesus is the King t-shirt, and you'd be like, and this is why Jesus is the King. Like a short description. Again, what you're trying to do on this page is get more yeses. So people go, Jesus is the King. You go, yeah, he is, absolutely. And then there's another sentence, and you go, yes. And then there's the reviews, yes. And then there's the add the cart button. You go, yes. And it goes in stock, ready to ship, yes, right? So all of the things that you see on here, like hurry, there's only 3 left in stock, or you can pick it up, or it's flat rate shipping, or is a description, right? They all improve your conversion rate. And again, why we tell people to do these 2 things, the brand messaging and the conversion rate, is because if you're sending traffic to a website and you've got a shithouse conversion rate, it's going to be very hard for you to scale your brand, right? So for the reason being, you know, let's assume you have a 1% conversion rate. That means every 1 in 100 person goes to your website converts, right? And let's assume you had a 10% conversion rate. That means every 10 people in 100 that go to your website buy something, right? So imagine you've got a store offline at wherever, like an event or something, and you've got a stand sitting there. What you want to happen at that stand and what you want to happen on your website is you tell a really, really good story as they rock up to your stand, right? So like, oh, I really like what you had to say. And then you convert 10 of them rather than converting 1 of them, because every time you convert 10 of them, they give you $100. You go, great, made $1,000. Versus you convert 1 of them, you made $100.
Yeah.
Right?
Makes sense.
So I can't stress this enough for absolutely everybody. Now your brand message, now how your site converts, before you go get excited and run Google ads and meta ads and SEO and all the other shit that you're going to get excited to do. Because some of you will probably spend, and this is what will happen, you'll go out there and you work with a freelancer, or you'll try and do it yourself, or you'll work with an agency and you'll pay them a big retainer, and then they go, hey, I sent you 10,000 visitors to your site this month, your conversion rate's 3%, and you go, oh, I made like whatever, $5,000 or something. You go, great, but would have been better if my conversion rate was 6%. I made like 3 times the amount of money. And now, yeah, keep spending my money because I'm profitable, right? Much better outcome. You want to add anything that I've missed so far to that, Chris?
No. Yeah, I mean, pretty much every time we have this call and we get someone to explain what their business is, what it means to them, why it matters, why they started. Most of the time, what you tell us on this call is nowhere on the website, or it's hidden down the bottom of the About Us page, which no one's ever going to go, like maybe a percentage of people will get there. But that's the stuff that you want to surface to the top of the website, because that's the stuff that makes you different from the apparel shop next door. And that's the reason someone's going to buy from you and not them, because they felt a way about it. And feeling a way about it is design. It is the journey. It's the hierarchy of the site. It's the structure of the site. And it's also the words that you use to tell them that, like we said earlier, you're in the right place. Hey, if you're this type of person and you want this type of product, like we're the only place that does that. And you go, cool, like I'd feel now compelled to buy here because it's made for me. All of that stuff has to go into the site.
So I use the terrible example, and both Chris and Chris always give me shit when I use it. But like at some point, most of you fellas were single, not married, didn't have a partner or whatever. Like hands up if you do have a partner at the moment, or you got a wife or whatever. So when you guys went out dating, right? Let's assume your conversion rate is how you dressed. Like you look good, right? You know, you went out there, you got your fancy shoes on, you got your fancy top on, you did your hair, you rocked up, you look good, you go, my conversion rate's rocking about 3%. You didn't rock up in Crocs and trackies and with your hair not done, rah, 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 rah. So that's your conversion rate, right? And then the other part of it, when you're on this date with your amazing wives and partners and so forth, you spoke good. You're like, hey, babe, this is what I want to do with my future. I want to have 9 kids and a mansion and a boat and a caravan and rah, 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 and like, whatever, you're my princess. And they go, yeah, I'm going home with him. So because you spoke well and because you look good, you converted good. And now you probably got kids and all the other stuff, right? But if you didn't do that thing and you didn't do the other part, you'd be going from like date to date to date to date and going, geez, I don't know why I'm not having much luck here, right? So, and this is the case with most people's websites. They're rocking around in Crocs with no message and they're like, shit, nothing's working, right? So just want to really hammer that home before you guys go on to the next part of your journey, like especially you guys in the apparel, nail your message, nail the message on your website, nail your message in your marketing, nail your message in your videos, nail your message on the back of your cars, wherever you're putting whatever you want to say about your brand, you got to say it properly, right? And then once you nail that, then go check out my website. And you go to your beautiful websites, which we're going to teach you how to fix. And you'll go to your homepage. And there's going to be the 100 things that we tell you to put on your homepage to make it convert better. Like I kind of showed Mark on the Toy Box Tales website versus his. And then I go, hey, on your collection page, there's another 60 things that should be on that page because that helps people buy more. And then your product page, there's another 70 things that should be on a product page. Again, like the price is in the right spot. Social proof is in the right spot. There's, information about shipping. It's all in the right spot, right? So can't stress all of this enough. Nail those 2 things. And then we move on to the next bit. And we go, cool. Now, what does our digital strategy look like? So I'm going to actually do that for Mark now and go, if I was you, this is actually what, give me a second. I'm going to load a whiteboard. And I'm also expecting my kids to rock up any minute from kindergarten and crash my office. So if you hear a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old destroying it, sorry, I'll keep powering through. So Chris can take over. All right, so here it is, the beautiful fast path plan. Otherwise, the kids can go for a swim at 7 o'clock at night in the pool.
In 10 degrees. It's 10 degrees here. I don't know how cold it is.
It's like 4 degrees at my house. All right, so here's Mark's stuff. Here's the things Mark needs to fix. Number 1, fix his brand. Oh, there you go. I'll make that a bit wider. That'll be easier. We might only do this once too, by the way, Chris, because otherwise I'm going to get interrupted. So fix the brand message. Number 1, right? So when you guys join our eCommerce Circle program, I'm going to teach you how to fix all that. Super easy. Number 2, make sure your websites convert properly. That's right. Have to fix that. Now, for most of you that have got apparel brands, most of you that have got candle brands, those of you that are firefighters that don't have a website yet, whatever, like you still need to fix these 2 things. And then you get in there and then you go, cool, next thing I need to build out my meta ads campaign. You know, I can spend $5 a day, I can spend $500 a day, but as long as I do them properly and I send traffic to my website, it's going to convert better, right? So these just got to nail these 3 things first, right? And then if for some reason people don't buy from you on the first touch point, what we got to do is set up your email marketing flows. So again, super easy. You do this in the next couple of months. There's a system called Plavio. If they don't buy, you go, hey, well, come back, you know, we'll give you a discount, we'll give you a coupon, we'll give you a better offer, right? Come back, purchase, away we go. So all you guys really need to focus on right now is 1, nail your brand message, make sure your website converts, get 2 of these things going, and away we go. I'll caveat that by saying, as long as you've got a good product, right, and it's good quality and good service and good pricing and all those kind of things, this will be a game changer for your business, right? Most people come along and they see something like this and everyone's just like, they completely miss this bit, you know, and they go, oh, the first thing I'm going to fix tomorrow is I'll go get more products, or I'll change my pricing, or I'll post 400 times a day to my social media account, or blah, 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 blah. I go, shit, don't know why it's not working, you know.
The meta ads consultant said just turn on more meta ads, or the Google consultant said just run all the types of Google campaigns.
100%. And that's what's going to happen. You're gonna join, you're gonna be like, cool, I've got a brand, go and promote it. 90% of people will not tell you to fix these things because they don't know how to fix these things, right? So they'll just go run traffic to your website, Mark, and they'll lock you into a contract for 6 months, and you'll pay them $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, and you'll come back at the end of the contract and you want to bash them, and you'll be like, I don't know why it didn't work, you know. And they go, we don't know either. It must be a product issue. It must be because there's a war and Trump did this and this is happening over here and all the crap that they're going to tell you, right? But I'm here to tell you, it's these things that I've scribbled out, right? Does that make sense? Do you have any questions about any of this at the moment? Getting lots of nods, which is good. I'm watching George and going, this Mark's on this, and Lockie's seen this 500 times before, so that's good.
Fuck.
Someone was just so excited. What was that? Is that a fuck? Where's that? Milk hat. There we go.
How good it is. Like, this is effing awesome.
Yeah.
Never seen anything
Cool.
like it before.
Sorry, you mentioned Clavio? What's that?
Klaviyo is an email marketing automation platform.
Oh,
So it connects to your Shopify. It's super cheap if you have not many people, and it manages all your automation. So for example, if someone does buy, you set up an email sequence that messages them over the next, like, until they die, basically. Hey, thanks for buying. It's Mark here. You should come buy something else. You know, a week later, hey, it's Mark here again. You should go tell your buddies. Hey, it's Mark here again. You know, do you want to come and train at the gym with us? We're going to give away one of our tops to one of the guys that come and train with us, you know, or whatever. You can say whatever you want. And if they don't buy,
new product launches.
New product launches. If they don't buy, you go, here's 10% off. If they don't buy again, say, hey, what's wrong with you, loser? Like everyone else is purchasing, why didn't you buy? Say what you know, you can just automate that whole process, right? And it's very, very sophisticated system. So, and easy to use, you know, jump in our community, watch how everyone else is setting it up, go, cool, I can do this. It's not complicated stuff. But again, I'm targeting this for people that I'm like, I feel like I know what level most people are at, like N Strong, Bite Me Now, Rare Genetics, you know, you're all in the space here. If you're a bigger brand doing 200, 300, like I'm coaching brands that are doing $2-3 million a week. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, you guys should do different stuff than this, because they've probably nailed this and they've probably nailed that. In saying that, I worked with a brand last year that's now doing like 5 million a month or something. When I met them, the conversion rate was like 1.2%. Right. And I said, but it's got to get your conversion rate to like 4%, you know? So that's a big part of the reason that they're now doing $4 million a month instead of $1 million a month, right? Big difference as you scale, right? Any questions about any of this so far? All right, Chris M, do you want to blast through the next bits? Or
Yeah. Stop
this. Yeah, if I knew I wasn't going to get interrupted by the kids that are just going to come in here, I can try and do it for another brand if you want to, or you can just keep going through.
Yeah, maybe we'll go through. I mean, it's good, pretty much as you said, that the principles we teach, it's the same. It's going to be the same things for every single brand on this call, and particularly for those that of you that are in startup mode. If you're under 10K a month, if this stuff isn't if this stuff isn't right now, pumping ads or doing SEO or doing that kind of marketing stuff isn't going to drive sales. if this stuff's broken. All right.
Yes,
So fix
absolutely.
these things first.
Don't build basically don't build from terrible foundations,
Mm.
Like you wouldn't build a house that's like not on a concrete slab properly. Like that's your brand strategy. That's your conversion rate strategy. You got to nail that. You got to put the slab down. You got to put some walls up, you make it look pretty, and then you start doing the next bit. All right. Same with this. So
This is the
can't stress
foundation.
enough. Don't get suckered into people who tell you guys to start doing Google ads, meta ads, SEO, all that sort of nonsense, right? We teach you how to do all that once you've done this.
So when we run these, as we said, that when we use these principles, we run these into all sorts of types of businesses in all sorts of types of niches at all sorts of types of sizes. We get lovely comments like these in the background. So the same plan that we just went through for Mark is the same plan that's helped all of these clients get these types of results. So hopefully this has been helpful for everyone so far, and you can kind of map your business to these principles, right? You can go, I'm kind of in that same place. I can see that my H1 and H2 aren't right. I can see similar gaps in my business. I can see how I can use these same principles to make more orders in my business in the next 90 days. And you can see how you can apply that same growth plan. Because a lot of businesses, essentially, right, you're in the same sort of place, and these principles will apply. So right now we hit the fork in the road. We have two choices. We have happy Paul and we have unhappy grumpy Paul. Nobody likes grumpy Paul. Grumpy Paul is when you choose to go it alone. You leave this call, you go back to YouTube, you watch another 1,000 gurus, you get what we call info beasts, and you just consume until you're so overwhelmed that you just procrastinate for the next year and you don't do anything new. You just keep doing what you're doing and you try to figure it out yourself. Problem is, you're probably here because you've been trying to figure it out for yourself and you don't know what the next thing to do is. And that's why you can choose the proven path, right? You can choose the path that's been trodden before by other businesses that are similar to you in a similar place, that have followed this same principles, followed this same path, and achieved the types of results that you've seen here tonight. And it's the same process, same system, same plan that we use every single day inside of the e-commerce circle. And that leads us to our little pitch for you. So if you would like to work with us, if you'd like to get this done inside of your business and you'd like to learn how to bring all of these things to focus inside of your business and have this type of impact and growth, this is what we call our Connect program. This is our entry-level program. This is our program for everybody. We set this up to get as many people as possible off the fence, out of procrastination, out of overwhelm, and into something that's actually going to help them grow their business tomorrow. So inside of our Connect program, we run everything out of a Slack channel. So you get instant access to a private Slack community of about 150 to 200 other e-commerce founders that are going to be in a similar position as you, as well as our 20 plus and growing e-commerce coaching experts inside of the community. You've got, we have a general chat. We have channels for for Crow, for meta ads, for Google, for hiring, for fitness, right? For events, for email content, everything you could possibly need. There's a channel where you can go and ask experts for advice and also get advice from other founders who've been through the same things as you have. We also run about 10 to 15 calls a week. Most days we have 2 calls a day running at the moment. And this is a live call with a live coach, with an expert who's in the trenches, someone like Lockie, who's in the trenches running dozens of meta ad accounts every day. These are daily live calls on Crow, so conversion optimization, brand, meta, email, Google, strategy, ops, finance, everything you need to run your business. There's a call you can come to, attend, ask questions, get advice. Often coaches will jump into your account, open up, show you how to fix things. So this is where you come to learn how to do the thing yourself.
Can I say quickly too? So this community is not kids, right? They're older people. When I say older, I'm 45 as of 3 days ago. It's people our age, guys, girls, rah. You're not jumping in with the community with all the bro scalers that are, living with mum and dad that are doing whatever they're doing. These are grown-ups building good businesses for their families. Literally all the brands that Chris already spoke about, they're like husbands and wives, like dad's doing it for their kids and mum's doing it for the family, all that kind of stuff. So it's quite a different community to a lot of the other communities that either sit around and just talk or sit around and drink wine and, you know, get excited when they're doing massive amounts of revenue and not making any profit. We want you to make profit. We want you to have, you know, build businesses that give your family a good life as well. So like even Sam that Chris mentioned before, the golf guy, right? So he has like 2 employees now. He's got a manager. He still has a job, travels all the time. You're like, you know, you're hanging around with people like that. I think that's really important to mention. You know, that like we've built a good community of good people that are building good businesses. You know, we're not here to help people build businesses where the stuff ends up in the rubbish bin, right? You know, so if that's you, Chris, going to keep talking about it, but sorry to cut you off, Chris, but I think that's important to mention.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like we are the family. We're here for family founded business owners. As Paul said, his kids are probably about to run into the room. There's always a cat or a dog or a child or something on most of the calls that we run. People are driving to and from their day job. They're driving back and forth from the warehouse. So that is the vibe of our community, right? Where we understand people have lifestyles and that you're working from home and you're running this thing to have legacy inside of your family. So that is the vibe. So you also, g'day Liam. You also get access to our essential training vault. This is actually now updated. You actually get Lockie's brand new meta ads course. So you get core trainings on the 3 things that we just spoke about tonight. Brand communication playbook is my incredible course. Well, I'll help you build out the brand communication playbook so you can say all the right words on your website. You can go through Paul's conversion rate blueprint course, which gives you all of the 400 plus conversion optimization pieces to optimize your website for better conversion. And Lockie will show you how to set up your ad accounts so you can start to convert better from your meta ads. And when you do all of these things, you jump in, you ask questions, you get involved, you too can partake in the proven results that hundreds of our members are seeing growing better businesses. As I said, we've got 20 plus expert coaches inside of our group, inside of our coaching group, everything from meta to brand to creative to finance to Google to web to design to SEO to marketing, right? Everything you need, there's an expert that you can speak to give you specific advice for your business.
See the old guy, no, and Andy will love this when he watches it later. See the old guy in that slide there, like Andy Solomon, like again, just repeating that we don't have kids. He was previously like chief financial officer at a company that did $7 billion a year. Right. So you guys can get on there and ask him your finance questions. I reckon he'll know the answer. You know, and then you've got like Eden, the guy on the bottom left. He's the guy that does like videos for like High Smile and Bondi Body and so forth. And Shane on the bottom right next to the hot blonde chick, that's my wife. You know, he's one of the guys that came up with Movember, right? You know, like these are heavy hitters.
With Roxy and Rip Curl and Billabong and a lot of surf
massive brands. And everyone else is like epic. You know, I say nice things about Lockie here. I always say nice things about Lockie, but like Chris said, he's managing like 20, 30 accounts for brands just like yours.
So people in the trenches who've been in the trenches for a long time. Connect is for literally everybody on this call. This is what Connect is for. We made this as something for everybody to get in and get moving in their business. But ideally, you are coachable. You'll take advice and you'll action it. You'll jump on and ask questions. You'll get engaged on the calls. You'll jump into the community. You'll support other people as well, right? We like to work with people who sell quality products. So it's not just crap from China that ends up in the bin. We have no problem with sourcing products in China, but when you're trying to compete with Temu on price and it's a race to the bottom, products that are good quality, serve a purpose, right? People who are family friendly. So as I said, you got your kids, your dogs, your cats, all your chaos is more than welcome. We really love working with people who show up, ask good questions, ask dumb questions, right? Ask whatever questions they have and contribute to the community. So if you see a question you can answer, jump in and help somebody else out. And anyone who wants to grow seriously and just needs that right support, needs a bit of support system, needs some help, needs a bit of focus to know what the next right thing to do is. And we bring this to you for the whopping monthly fee of $97, which I still, every week I say this and I still haven't done the math, but it's probably less than a coffee a day. What's the coffee? Melbourne coffee's like $7 a day. So, you know, less than 10 coffees. And
no contract, nothing. Like jump in, you love it. If you join for a month, you love it, stay. If you don't, no one's left so far. But you know, that's why we do this because there's always other shit communities out there that are trying to charge you $1,500 a month to teach you all this stuff. And you know, like you don't need it, right? So We make it super affordable for everyone. And then when you're ready to grow and, do the fancy stuff and go faster, then we go, cool, this is the next thing you do. This is the next thing you do. We'll help you run your ads. We'll help you run your SEO stuff. We'll do all the other things you need to do. You go, hey, I'm ready to, I can't be bothered fixing my own website. Can you guys do it? I said, absolutely. Like, we'll give you a price and we can do all those cool things for you, when the timing is right as well.
Yeah.
Anyone signed up yet? I'm watching here. I haven't had a look. Like I'm waiting for
need a little
clicks.
bell. We need a bell sound effect every time someone
Gotta go
buys.
ding ding.
So for those of you that are interested, and for those of you that are ready to pull the trigger on this course, so a little bonus for everyone that does grab the Connect program now, you will receive a complimentary fast path plan. So exactly what we went through with you, Mark, tonight. Obviously, if you sign up, we'll run through it again with you and get more specific. But exactly what we did for Mark here on this call, for everyone that signs up tonight, one of our team members will take you through a one-to-one fast path plan to help you figure out the best next steps for you over the next 90 days so that you know what calls to come to, what training to do, what to focus on in your business. You're not just paddling upstream trying to figure out the 4,000 things to do today and ending up not doing any of them because it's just too much. We want you to be clear, we want you to be focused, and we want you to know that the things that you're doing are going to lead to serious impact in your business. So a little bonus for everyone that signs up to, again, that whopping monthly fee of $97. You get the live coaching calls. Again, at the moment, there's about 2 calls every day. We've got a private Slack community where you get access to founders, but also to all of our coaches. You get that essential training vault, which will help you with the Crow brand and Meta, and daily access to our 20+ expert coaches who you can shoot a DM to, jump on their call, ask questions, ask them to have a look at your account, all that good stuff.
Any questions so far, peoples? Can be any question you want. So there's no silly question. Last thing we want you to do tonight is leave and be like, geez, that was really good. I have some questions and I'm not going to do anything about it. So if you have some questions, okay, I can go around the room. What's like, who's Tommy? Tommy, someone is signed up. That's good. Legend, Tommy.
Awesome.
All right. So now I said, yeah, look, I mean, honestly, like if you're in business of selling things on the internet, even if you're we'll put it this way, if you join our community and try and spam our community, we'll obviously kick you out. But if you join our community and you want to learn how to make better websites and do marketing better, you can absolutely join and learn from learn from the crews. Can you give a few examples of customers you have helped? Absolutely. Watch the replay. We did about 27 of them. Next question. I can hear something beeping. That's probably the fridge open, and I can hear that. I can smell the oven burning. I hope the kids aren't trying to cook their own stuff. Just okay. All right, guys.
Ed or ED, the same thing we talked about tonight is the same thing we do for every business we speak to, because those 3 things are always busted in every business to some extent or another. So we don't overcomplicate things here. We fix those 3 things, and then once those are done and business is humming, then we can go into more specific things, right? But without those 3 fundamental aspects fixed, you'll be spinning your wheels trying to do all the fancy shit when it's not appropriate, not applicable to your business.
Yeah. One favor we have to ask, guys. So obviously, honestly, I hope you got a ton of value out of this, whether you work with us or not. Like, I'm glad you guys stuck around to the end. I honestly wish you guys all the best with your adventure. But if you can, Chris Filato chucked a link in here where, if you're so kind, you'd like to leave us a review, just jump in, take your 2 seconds, get in there and be like, Paul said great stuff and he was amazing, or Paul was a knob, and say that too. We won't publish that one, but if you want to chuck a review in, that will be killer for us as well. So we do these every Wednesday. So, feel free to come back again next week, but honestly, jump into the circle will be the best thing you do at the moment. So hope you've all enjoyed it. Thanks, Chris M and V from my team, and Lockie, if you're still here, and whoever else is here. So
sorry, one
cheers,
more
guys.
question here, Paul. So before you
sorry.
jump off, which this might be a few people. I know we speak to a lot of people who are looking to start up. So Shannon's kind of asking how can we support people who are, they haven't even got a product yet and they're still in that phase of, figuring out what they want to do.
So I mean, like when you join the $97, like Chris said, you get Chris's brand for us, right? And it takes, you'll spend a good 4 hours and it will teach you how to come up with your own brand message. you know, and then you go off and you go set up your own Shopify account, right? Which is easy and cost you whatever it costs you. And then you grab my conversion rate optimization course and you can go, great, I know what should be on my Shopify website. So you nail those two things, right? And then you'll go on the journey that everyone goes on of like, do I have the right product? But being in proximity to all of these other brands, you'll be like, oh, I see the kind of stuff that they sell versus I'm trying to sell rubbish that you can find on Temu. I should probably stop that, right? So obviously that's a big part of this. You got to sell a product that always shines and Temus and Amazon aren't going to crush you with. But once you nail that, and we can help you with that very quickly, you're like, if I sell this, I go, I wouldn't sell that. I'd sell this instead, you know. Then again, you do fix the brand, fix the crow, get some meta ads running, away you go, you know. And I'm honestly, I mean, e-commerce is a scrappy business, you know, like everyone's journey is going to be a bit different. So, but I've done this so many times now. I can see where you're at in the scrappiness. I'll be like, stop doing that bit, do this bit instead, right? So this is probably the biggest thing. You're going to save years of your life hanging around people who are doing this versus trying to figure it out on your own. So if you value your time and you value the time that you win back by being able to spend it with your family and your kids and you're doing your hobbies instead of mucking around trying to build e-com businesses that you're building wrong, again, this is why you would jump into this thing.
Yeah. Same kind of goes for Mark, who's mentioned you'll join after you fix the website. The whole purpose of the circle will help you get it done faster. It's just like depends on your time. It could take you doing it yourself quite a long time. You jump in the circle, we'll just show you how to do it. Cut your time down by not even half. It's probably the kind of thing where
20 years.
yeah,
you'll know what to do in 2 weeks, mate, versus it's going to take you 12 months. Like fix, you know what I mean? So you'll be like, okay, great. You know, I should stop using Wix. I should use Shopify. I could set it up like this. Boom, you're going. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, look, I'll say this: Connect is not for people that want to take 5 years to build businesses. Or like, if you want to build a business within the next 12 months and make money, then we're the guys for you. You know, if you want to take a bit longer, that's okay. But if you want to suffer and struggle and be like in misery, well, we're not the guys. I don't want to watch you sit and, you know, go, fucking poor dude. Wish you'd listen. Do you know what I mean? But I see those people all the time. They keep coming back again and again and again. And I'm like, come on, hurry up. Let's go. We're ready to help you here. You know, like I'm not trying to take your house to help you build a Shopify business. It's like a couple of bucks, like Chris said. So Tommy signed up. It's good.
Perfect.
We got Sanal signed up. Awesome. All right.
And for anyone that just joined late, we'll get a replay out to you as well. So Rinsen, so you just joined. So anyone that's joined late and didn't get the whole call, we'll get a replay out. It'll be up on our YouTube channel. Check our e-commerce circle on YouTube, but Chris will get a replay out to everyone that's attended tonight as well.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Amazing. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you all. Have a good one and I'll see you soon. Cheers.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a great night.